I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. You ready for this? I've never played a Zelda game in my life. It's true. One of the most renowned series in the world. I've never played one. But just look at how many I own.
Legend of Zelda, Adventure of Link, Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Master Quest on GameCube, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Phantom Hourglass, Ocarina of Time 3D, Majora's Mask 3D, PlayStation Edition, A Link Between Worlds, Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, Hyrule Warriors. Don't even have a Wii U or an N64, I'm such a dick.
But I thought I'd let you guys know because lately, I've been feeling a bit adventurous. Like, I really want to go on an adventure in a video game. So, let's start today. Let's do it. Let's go with, here we are. Wild 9. You thought I was going to play a Zelda game? Nah. It's not even in the title.
Wild 9, a fiercely underrated game from 1998 made by Shiny Entertainment, who also made Earthworm Jim. Thinking about it, that actually makes a lot of sense. This game is very insistent on telling you to torture your enemies. It says it right there on the front and on the back of the box, along with pick up girls and exterminate evil. There's even a warning label on one of the pictures. Contains the rig.
Well, I don't quite remember what the rig was, but apparently you can fry him till he's crisp. Sounds delicious. Let's go for it.
Oh yeah, fun fact, the music and sound were all made by Tommy Tallarico. At least that's cool. Whoa! Seems like this solar system had a few too many to drink, if you know what I mean. The gameplay is fairly simple to understand. You run along a single track avoiding obstacles and taking down enemies to get to the end of each stage. You play as Wex, and he is so 90s extreme it makes the Beastie Boys look like the Burger King Kids Club. He's really fond of putting his name into already existing words. It's hard not to get your name out there if you put it into every sentence you speak, even if the word doesn't exist.
Oh, excuse me, do you have the time? Oh, yeah, it's, 1/2 past Ramjam o'clock. AM.
You run into a new character in almost every level. Some allies, some foes, but each one is pretty unique. The first level contains what I believe is a mecha gorilla named Harambe. What's that? Too topical? Alright, we'll just cut that last part, just cut it. Other characters include Watercraft, Lever, Gun, Girl who walks really fucking slow. Do you mind? I kind of have somewhere to be.
Warning. Warning. Rig activated.
The rig? Oh no! Oh no, what could it be?
You've been warned, people. So this beam is the main tool for getting through the levels. You can use it to grab objects or grapple onto anchor points, but the main purpose is to pick up enemies and slam them around. One of my favorite characters in this game happens to be a guy named Nitro. He doesn't really know how to walk anywhere, so you have to carry him with the rig. But once you let go...
Ha! You think his sneezes are bad? You haven't seen his other bodily functions act up.
Oh, this is what the game meant by saying, torture your enemies. You can do all sorts of crazy things with them. Slam them, grind them, drown them, blow them away, put them in the path of laser-guided bullets, chop their heads off and watch them run around like a chicken with their head cut off. I know that was redundant, give me a break. All of these levels look really cool. Each one is styled differently, and while each of the enemies do the same basic thing and serve the same basic purpose, their designs change too. Like, this first level is just some generic robot that throws his head at you. But later, in this urban level, we get these robots that literally hit their head with a baseball bat in your direction.
And looks like Mech 9637 is up to bat. He takes a swing. Direct hit! It's going! Going! Gone! What a great day for baseball, folks.
I also like that each of the levels tries to incorporate something new, making every level fresh and exciting. Flame pillars, gear grappling... Oh my god, you're still there? Alright, we'll just check back later. This one is probably my favorite level just because of this monstrosity you ride halfway through. Ha, stupid robot, you don't have a bladder. Chomp. Even the levels that don't involve side-scrolling are unique and exciting. There's a freefall stage where all you do is throw enemies into the walls. Okay, first off, rude. Second, he's a robot. He has no biological parents. Third, that is not, I repeat, not a clever insult, and hasn't been for a few decades now. You just don't learn, do you, Wex?
While there are a lot of fun aspects about this game, there are a few shortcomings. And by a few, I mean a lot. Like, a good portion.
It's hard not to notice some glaring issues with this game, the sound department being one of my main points. Platformers, 2D, 3D, however many D, are usually accompanied by a soundtrack that complement the levels. You can barely hear anything over the sounds of the rig squealing away at robots who scream bloody murder every time they're so much as touched by it, and the metallic clanging of mechanical bodies being hurtled around like a sack of dense grapefruits.
You know, for that matter, why do robots even feel pain? They're made of metal, not skin. How can you torture something that doesn't feel pain? If these robots were built with pain receptors, I think that's a major design flaw.
Beep boop, targeting human. Human equipped with rig. Luckily, I do not feel pain. Oh no, taking damage. Why does this hurt? I am programmed to feel. Computing. This blows.exe. Point being, the music is too quiet and the rest is too loud and annoying. Come on, Tommy T, you gave us some gems back in the day. I believed in you, man.
You know, I'm pretty sure that there's a story to this game, too. Yeah, 99% of all games ever made have a story to them. And that's a fact, Jack.
So you would never in your life get the story through the gameplay. But it goes as this. You're Wex Major. You are the leader of the galactic rogue group, the Wild Nine. Hence, where the title comes from. You are trying to take down Karn, the evil tyrant who is trying to rule over the solar system of bleh. Somehow, your crew has been imprisoned, and it's up to you to find them and to stop Karn's evil ways. Yes, that's what the story is. So, how do you figure this out?
By looking in the fucking manual. See, there's backstories everywhere in here. Like, you can just go back here. There's backstories to Wex, Bangus, Volstagg, Pocket, everyone!
Even Crystal has a fucking backstory. Is she important to the story? Yes! How can you tell? Not by her stage, that's for sure.
Allow me. Hey!
You know, let me just talk about the stage for a bit. It starts out fairly well. Everything's bright, there are a lot of enemies. You're just having a gay old time. There's a new mechanic, sliding objects, such as platforms and spatulas. Then along comes Crystal, and she just moves at her own fucking pace. She doesn't have an appointment to get to, she doesn't have a galaxy to save, she'll get there after she window shops. Seriously, she moves at the pace my mom does at JCPenney's, at the speed of Along the way, you have to make sure she gets enough light, because she can only move in lighted areas. And there are enemies in her path, which wouldn't be a problem if she had just followed Wex along his path to get around the enemies. And then there are the platforms where she becomes super annoying.
Hurry, Wex!
Excuse me? You don't stop moving when it comes to enemies in your direct path, leading to most certain death, and you don't pick up the pace when a giant steamroller is hot on your ass? But when a platform is concerned, you can't just slam on the brakes and wait for me to lift you to your destination first? You really are a dumb bitch, aren't you? The most you're good for is kicking this door open. There, you served your purpose. Just head on into that beam of light and fuck yourself along the way, please. Aside from that, the game isn't really challenging and doesn't give you that feeling of accomplishment after completing a level. Hell, even the puzzles aren't difficult. They almost always involve an enemy that you pick up and carry over and slam them into whatever is blocking your way. Fan not spinning? Grab a battery and plug it in. Neon sign? Grab a guy and slam dunk him in. Wall grinders got you down? Shove 3 guys in and watch the sparks fly. Even the gear grappling puzzles are simple. Grab a guy, put him in a gear, and hold on tight. He's like, yep, this is exactly what I thought I'd be doing today.
Oh, wait, no, I wrote that wrong. This is exactly what I thought I'd be doing today. Who writes this shit again? Oh, me.
The most difficult part about these games are these biker chase levels. While the 3D landscapes are a nice change of pace from the 2D platforming, there are way too many obstacles to dodge and weave through. Not only that, the missiles you get, aside from the homing ones, are terrible to maneuver. One slight turn changes the trajectory of the missile dramatically, making it very easy to miss. It's like if you wanted to shoot an arrow at a target, but if you blink while the arrow is in flight, the arrow drops straight down.
Okay, this next part is probably a personal point, but it's my show and you're watching it, so you knew what you were getting into.
A running theme with this game are these little green guys with the eyeballs. What is their story? Why are they here? They do nothing but annoy the piss out of you, jumping every which way, coming out of giant vats and tanks, even so much as being used as ammo for other robots. Why? They're in these load screens like they're important to the game, but really they're not. What is their story? It's not even in the manual, they're not even mentioned anywhere. Look, even in the last stage, the whole planet has rivers, literally rivers of these things swimming around and jumping all over the damn place. There's even a boss battle with some jacked up version of them, and even he's made of smaller ones. Okay, even more case in point, the last boss, Karn. You start running down this hallway, avoiding the huge, intimidating cyborg when he tries to step on you and burn you with his eye lasers. Well, that's not really intimidating, is it?
I'll kill you, Wax.
Anyway, after spending minutes avoiding his attacks and slamming his ass around, you take down the tyrant. Smooth move, Wexlax. You'll be a hit at the Galactic High School reunion next year for sure. But as he's busy dancing the night away, more of those green guys are being shot out of Karn's asshole. Were the little green men Karn? Why are they exploding? What were they even doing in his ass? I don't know, and frankly, I don't want to know. Even during the last cutscene, as Wex escapes a collapsing palace, there's one on the back of his fucking bike! Is this supposed to be a teaser for a sequel that never came to pass? Was it just there to remind us that they exist? What is the point? I can see that Shiny Entertainment wanted this to be a mascot character desperately. What we got was a confusing joke of a mascot with no punchline. They aren't charming, they aren't endearing, they don't serve as much of a purpose as far as I can tell. They take one slam to get rid of. If you have the fire beam, they take one shot, and that's it. They're dumb. That's right, they're just dumb and stupid, and they're dumb. I just don't really like them, they're dumb.
That's not to say that I didn't like this game. Oh no, this was my fucking jam back in the day. You know, I would come home from school in 1999 and play this for hours. I would go back, replay levels, and just beat the living hell out of my enemies just because I thought it was fun. And just because I had nothing else to do because I was in 6th grade. I mean, there was homework, but I had Wild 9 in my hands. I had the power of torture in my hands.
Sure, it's not an adventure game like Zelda, and it doesn't stand up to other premier platformers or action-adventure games like Sonic, Mario, or even Earthworm Jim, its spiritual predecessor. The game itself is whimsical, the animations are smooth, the level designs are all fun and non-repetitive. As many flaws as it does have, it's easy to overlook them with how much fun I've had with this game. It's a quaint little gem for the PlayStation 1, and I do recommend that people try it at least once.
But I think we've had enough of our own torture for one day. I know I'm tortured out on this shit. Bitch. Well, I will see you guys Wex time on the Ramjam reviews. Do you see what I did there? Wex time. It's pretty clever, huh? I don't have many friends.
try and get one that's like a... I don't know how to make that squeaky noise. That's... Oh, that squeaky noise at the end. The fart. Like deflating a balloon.